everybody. Today's video is an unboxing, as you'll see from the title, from Doberman 74, Doberman knives. Not sure if I should call it a custom knife. I didn't commission it and I had no input into the design, but it is a completely handmade knife which became available on sale. So I saw the price and I couldn't pass it up, to be honest. Now, one thing I just want to mention is that as we do the unboxing, the cut test doesn't go so well at the start, but it soon becomes clear to me why that's my fault and it's not a problem with the knife, as you'll see if you watch the desktop section of the video that's going to follow now. So here we go with, well, an unjiffy bagging from Doberman 74. Okay, so here you can see, and the packet was waiting for me when I got home from work, from Andy, Doberman 74. Got a bit of gaffer tape over the personal details, I'm sure you won't mind. I'm going to open it up with my normal everyday blade. Let's have a feel around. Probably should be alright going in there, I think. Just like that. Oh, and there's a note. We'll have a look at the note first. And we'll leave that to one side. And here we have the item. Now, there's no sheath with this, and to be honest, for what I paid for it, I'm surprised to have taken delivery of the knife at all, because this is a handmade Damascus steel fixed blade knife made by Andy himself, Doberman Knives, and I believe he's shown this in a few videos previously, and I believe he had a few knives lined up for sale, and then for whatever reason the sales fell through, so he put them back on open offer and priced them keenly, shall we say. Priced for a quick sale, and it's looking very promising, I must admit. I had intended to wait until sometime next year and buy something from Andy then, as my preference would have been to pick up something with wooden scales, because the wooden handles he does are exquisite. What that man can do with a couple of chunks of old yew and a bit of maple, and if he really likes you, some proper ebony, is amazing. But having seen this in real life, I must admit I do like it more than I did in the video. As I say, it wouldn't have been my first choice at full price, because I would have sat and waited and gone for wooden scales. But when you see it in real life, it's really extremely good. Andy's commented that it's far from perfect, but I'm just looking it over now, and I'll do some close-ups. I don't know how good it's going to be on the little camera for the video, but we've basically got G10 and carbon fibre scales over carbon fibre liners, orange G10 front bolsters. And I'll try and get a close-up. He says it's far from perfect, but when you look at the join there, the way the main scale meets the bolster, it's really, really spot on. The liners and the scales all flush there. We've got the Damascus steel blade, which Andy has acid etched himself, and we've got what's now become his established firework pattern there for the gym pin. It's a nice heavy knife. We've got a balance right about the finger swell there, which makes it really nice in the hand. The curve down the back fits the hand well. I rather like this. Let's see what sort of an edge he centres. So we'll get rid of that packaging and we'll start with the usual catalogue paper. Hang on, which way around is it? I think we might need to have a little strop on that. The bevel looks really nice. It's very smooth, quite even. Nice little convex bevel. But we're not quite biting on the paper. Certainly cuts. And when we take it onto cardboard, I'll try to keep this in shot and make a very poor job of it. I think there's a lot of promise in this knife, a lot of promise indeed. I need to get a sheath for it, as I say. But when you bear in mind, he put this up for sale at £50 because having had one potential sale fall through, he wanted to get it moving. And when you think about it, just the materials alone, you've got the Damascus steel blade, G10, carbon fibre, brass pins, steel pins, adhesives, abrasives. There's much more than 50 quid there just in materials, and then you've got the time and effort for the man to make it. So I'm going to give it a bit of a strop, and I need to start looking around for a sheath. But this is my first knife from Andy, and I think it's pretty good. Hope you found that interesting. As I say, I'll do a few stills so you can get close up. But check him out. Doberman knives. He does do testing videos on his knives. He doesn't just sort of make a fancy piece and hope it works. They do get a proper good testing. And I'm very pleased with this. I'm very pleased indeed. So, cheers Andy. Hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time. Hello again. Before we go into the slides, I just need to mention, when the camera stopped rolling before, I had a thought. As I mentioned, it's Damascus steel blade, but it's acid stonewashed. And as we all know, acid stonewashing is not going to be the friendliest process towards your cutting edge. So I've just given it a bit of a quick polish, and I think you'll agree that that's more like what we want to see. So, 2 lessons learned. 1, don't doubt the Doberman. And 2, knives are tools. Think about the tool, think about whether it's suited for what you want. If I'd have thought about how the knife had been finished before I started cutting with it, I'd have given it a little bit of polish, a little bit of a tickle up straight away, because then it would have had a fair chance from the start. So apologies to Andy if he feels I've shown his knife in a bad light, but I should have thought on. I knew it was acid etched, and I should have just given it a quick tickle before I started. That's nice. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, on to the close-ups. Thank you.